Hey guys, and welcome to game number 28 of my 100-game Revenge of the Mack series against the AI-powered Scrabble bot BestBot. We had a tough loss in game number 27 on Monday, so hoping to make up for that today with a win. We're still at 15-2 in the series, so still an excellent start. And yeah, we'll see what happens. BestBot to play first. Opening rack for us is mediocre, AACEOTW. Not going to be bingoing, probably not going to be doing anything all that great. What we do is going to depend a lot on what BestBot does. Might be seeing something like Caw, or maybe something a little bit longer if we get the right tiles to work with. So we'll just wait and see. Bot goes with Rainy for 24. So let's see what that gives us. I don't really have a whole lot under or above this A, which looks like the most natural spot for me to play. I mean, yeah, I don't really want to use my E here. Something like this is horrible in terms of the leave. Playing on top, I feel like is not going to be much better either. Huh. Maybe I just play something through the N or the Y? If I want to just be, well, if I want to just be really defensive, I could also do this for 17. You know, sometimes in these positions, if you just don't have any good plays, it's best to at least limit your opponent's options. This is pretty defensive, especially because AA takes very few back hooks, and it puts the C there. So this might be better just to slow the game down, as opposed to something like Weta, which actually scores a bit more, and it keeps a better leave, but this gives back so much worse counterplay, because ER takes a ton of stuff, and so does TA, I mean, especially if it's got an X or something. So that's an interesting idea, to just play Coat and be very defensive. Could play something like Wait and set up the A, but I feel like ACEO is just too weak to justify doing something like that. Yeah, Coat really does not feel like a good play, I'll be honest, but it feels a little scared. But on the other hand, again, early on like this, if you don't have a good rack or any good plays, it's sometimes better to just kind of slow things down until you're able to build towards a better rack. Like, I don't think it's terrible. If I have a 5 to the Y, especially when they get through the W, I'd probably play it, but I literally don't see any 5 other words ending in Y I can make with my rack, which is kind of surprising. There's really not a whole lot with this N either that I see. Yeah, bizarre turn, but I think I am going to go ahead and play Coat, guys. I don't know. I don't see a whole lot else. And a very mixed draw here. Some good stuff, namely the blank, and some horrible stuff, pulling 2 U's and another E along with my AEW leave. So almost certainly going to be exchanging tiles on my next turn. Though maybe not now. That's why I said almost certainly, not certainly. I certainly was not hoping for a bingo after I worked so hard to be defensive, but okay. Yeah, I think now a we here is kind of forced. It does keep the 2 U's, but it's 34 points, so that's clearly better than trading. Gotta also take out the Oestrone hook, which is pretty dangerous. Maybe I can draw the X and hit XU for 52. That would certainly be nice. But yeah, this is pretty much a forced play. I draw some vowels. Let's see. Do I have any bingos? I might. Like, I think an IOUS. Maybe some... Oh, I must have Autetious. Dang it. If the TE were the other way, I could play Autetious. AUTECIOUS. Oh, but I have Augias. I have Augias. Okay. Please stay open. That'll go down for 70 really nicely if that stays open. The last thing you think you want to bingo through with this rack is a Y. But, alright, well the bot does get 52, which I'm not thrilled about, but I'm thrilled at least that Augias stays open. The bot took a long time to play X, which is interesting to note. It's a pretty obvious play, I think, with a lot of racks. Makes you think maybe it did not have an O or a Y to go under. If the bot does not play there, I'm going to pretty quickly just slap down Fez for 54 to take out that spot and score. ABPT is certainly not a great leave, but it's 54 points, so not much of a choice. Still trailing by a little bit here, despite my bingo, since the bot got that big 52-point X play. In any case, just very happy to bingo after keeping 2 U's. That's certainly not something that normally happens, although at least I did have the blank. My backup plan for Fez is fairly weak, I guess, although I still have plays like Fab. That's 30 points. The EPTZ is pretty good. Yeah, that's not a bad backup plan at all, actually. So I'll have a decent play on my next turn, regardless of what the bot does, which is always a good feeling. You know, it's always a little bit unnerving when you have like one really good play and the rest of your options all just completely suck, and you're just like sitting there in suspense, praying your opponent doesn't block your spot. Like, obviously, I'm hoping Fez stays open, but if it doesn't, it's not like, Fab is a horrible play. So we'll see. Bot is going into a bit of a think again here. It's thought for over a minute. We'll see what it comes up with. And okay, it plays through the S of Algias, possibly setting up another S, although it could just be scoring 29 points and getting rid of a J. So certainly would not read another S into that play. Especially, I'd almost think it's less likely to have another S given how long it took to play that. Like with another S, that seems like a really strong play. Without another S, it's a little weaker. So I almost think it's more likely to not have an S given how long it took. But I've seen BestBot take long sometimes when I think it should play quickly, and play quickly when I'm like, how can you make that play in 6 seconds? There's so much to think about. So BestBot very unpredictable in terms of its time usage, much more so than a human. So I would be cautious about such inferences, but it's possible. In any case, for me, yeah, Fez, I think, is pretty automatic here. There's no longer words here that hit the Z, and this is too many points to justify anything else. So Fez it is. And we retake a narrow lead by 8 points. Decent rack here. I mean, I certainly have plays like Bot, or even Bot for 36, scoring nicely and keeping a very solid lead as well. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting call between Bot and Bot. The plays have some major differences. I mean, besides the fact that Bot scores 4 more points, Bot opens an S-hook with Bots that's going to be borderline impossible to block, if not downright impossible to block, actually, without an S. So that's a very committal move in that way that I may or may not want to make, depending on what the bot does. Bot is a little bit more cautious. Okay, well, now that all goes out the window, because the bot bingos for 90. Okay. And that wouldn't even open another line. Huh, so the bot had both a blank and an S. Wow, interesting. It's unfortunate, but okay. There's still one more S left, which I'm probably going to need at some point. If I could play to this I, that would be best, I think, just to open some more space, but I don't really have anything there that I see. Yeah, I don't really have anything. So I think I probably do just have to play Bot. I mean, it's kind of a shame because this A could be a useful marginal bingo line for me. It's hard to hit, but it scores well and it's not impossible. This ES could be a good line. Maybe do I just play like Bot here and leave that open? 31. Problem is this doesn't open anything either because EH doesn't take hooks. Yeah, Bot is 36. Puts me at 211. I mean, I'm down 46. That's, that's surmountable. I probably can just do that. Yeah, I also don't love Bot here because that just gives back cheap underlaps too. They're going to score like just as much. So I'm leaning towards Bot. I again wish I could play to this I, but the nice thing about Bot is, keeping PAR, I often draw into stuff like Party with one of the 3Ds or even Carpi on my next turn, which will go there and score decently and help me reopen the board. So I think I'm leaning towards Bot. There's also plays like Ba over here, but I feel like I would just grab the points. The pool is also kind of constant heavy, so I don't really mind getting rid of the T. There's also 3 more T's left. I almost would rather keep APR than APRT here. It gives me one more shot at that key S too for the end column over here. So we'll see if this works out, but I do think I'm going to go with Bot. It's a difficult turn. Certainly not made any easier by the Bot being going for 90, but it is what it is. I'm going to play this, and I'm not going to draw particularly well. I do have a decent option here of Pram, which scores well. Problem is, it creates a line here with a multitude of hooks I don't have. Eam and Emo both good. There's 5 E's and 5 O's, so this is likely to just get quickly neutralized with a high-scoring play, and now it's not even available, though Vamp looks like it's automatic. I mean, it's 33, opens a great line in this P that's difficult to block without sacrificing points. Yeah, I don't want to keep 2 R's, but what else am I going to do? I guess it's worth just making sure I don't have anything to this I, but I don't really think so. Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, the other option, I guess, is this. I think that's a little premature, and it also partially blocks the S-hook, which I might need later. I think the Bot just scores here too easily while blocking. Like, I don't think I'm at the point where I need to do that yet. Vamp opens very effectively. It's a little bit more conservative. I'm not down so much that I need to do something like that yet. I think I'm going to just go ahead and play Vamp. I mean, Ramp is not a crazy play, but I just don't think it's quite necessary here. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And that is a horrible draw, pulling 3 more consonants, all 1-pointers, and the bot gets the Q-bomb. Yeah, now is time I think where I need to be a bit more aggressive. I think I have to play Troll. At this point, I think I should just accept it. If I don't get the S, I'm not winning this game. I'm down 90 points on the board that really doesn't have a whole lot other than S's. I have to keep opening the board. If not, the bot just blocks the left, blocks the hook, and I'm lost. So if I do this, I create another big S hook. I maybe could get a bingo above this T, though that's not going to score much, and it's going to give back counterplay, but at least it's still a line. I might need to even bingo twice to win this game, which is not impossible. There is a lot of time left, but very hard to do, and this does create more space for that. This just feels kind of forced at this point in the game. Not a fun play to make. You don't want to score 10, but when you have this kind of rack, you can't really score more. Looks promising, but doesn't quite hit here, unfortunately. No 7s, Rational, Notarial don't fit, Animator doesn't fit, nothing with a P, so not quite going to connect, but at least this is a little better than my last rack. I really need to bingo ASAP if I want to get back into this game, especially the bot's going to probably score and go up over 100. I might need 2 bingos at this point, so yeah, the bot didn't score much there, which is good. It did block, but at least it didn't score much. I think I'd probably go with Aura here. It scores 20 and keeps a very solid lead of ANTI. And the 20 points puts me potentially within range, especially if I can hit a big bingo with an S hook. Like, if I don't score here, I'm completely locking myself into having a bingo twice. I like not playing a huge number of tiles here, slow down the game, keep my bingo percentage as high as I can, because I have to bingo quickly to win this game. This also stops the bot from scoring well itself in that spot and running away with the game further if it's got like an H or a W or something. So I like this move. Let's go ahead and do it. Again, looks promising, but I don't quite think that I have a bingo here. Yeah, there's no 7. Close to words like vaulting. Oh, yeah, trolley. I forgot about that hook. I feel like it's not the first time I've forgotten that troll takes it back Y, too. Because weird, it's not trolley, it's trolley. It's an alternate spelling for trolley. So, yeah, didn't expect that. But even so, I probably have to still play troll anyway and just hope the bot doesn't have the Y. Yeah, now things are getting a little bit desperate. I'm down 107. I have no good way to score. I mean, I kind of have to bingo twice at this point. I don't even know here, guys. I think I'm just kind of dead. Anything I can play here? I mean, I could just drop this. That probably bingo's a decent amount. I mean, maybe I have to do this and then try to bingo immediately with something like anti-log or halting or fatling. This is bingo a decent amount at the bottom. Maybe that'll stay open somehow. I don't know. Like, what else? I mean, Jug opening the A hook for Juga? Maybe better? I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's a little bit better because then my bingos at least will score more there. That might be better, honestly. Yeah, because like a 60-point bingo is just not going to cut it. Like, even if I bingo, I probably have to bingo twice regardless. But even then, because the bot's going to be scoring in between, I need my bingos to score decently well. I think I have to play Jug, hope to hit a bingo with Juga, and then bingo again. I think that's like my only chance here. I don't think FEU is going to cut it here. I'll be honest. I really don't. So I think I'm going to go ahead and play Jug and hope for a good draw, which I don't get. Yeah, it looks good, but unfortunately this does not make playable bingo. Atheling with the G, not going to fit. I don't think anything else plays. Bot plays enough for 24, and I think my chances are just about gone at this point. Probably going to just play off the H here for 20, because I don't know what else there really is to do. Does that even bingo that much? I mean, like, lineate, yeah, it hits with a G, obviously, like elating, ant-like, elation. Yeah, it hits a bit. It doesn't hit a ton. I also have this spot here, which is kind of cool. Maybe I keep the H for that, although I think I'm just dead. Like, there's no time left to bingo twice. There's going to be fewer than 7 in the bag after the bot's next play. Wait! Wait, I have Enthelia. Holy crap. I very nearly missed that. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Wow, that's okay. I actually have a chance here, guys. I actually don't have a chance here, guys. I didn't get any good stuff out of the bag, but wow. And the bot plays Mack immediately. Good grief. That's a crazy fit right there. Yeah, I came so dangerously close to not seeing that. Wow. Yeah, now I just lose. I mean, there's no way for me to possibly bingo here. I mean, unless I try to drop my... See, the problem is if I drop my P and try to bound it, it's only going to play in one spot. Oh, and to make matters worse, the bot just bingos out with, like, gasting and wins that way. Yeah, I just lose here. I mean, there's... Yeah, and the bot is often going to just bingo out, actually. Like, if there's a G in the bag, I can't stop it, right? Can I stop, like... I can't even, like, stop Ingesta up here very easily. Jeez. It probably has something else. Ingesta... Yeah, I can just play Ingesta here. So, like, if there's a G in the bag, it's just bingoing out. I don't even know what's best here, and I don't think it's really worth spending the energy or you guys' time trying to figure it out. So I'll probably just play, like, Dup here or something like that. Pod maybe is better, 21. Yeah, Dup may give me some chance to go out on my next turn, so I'll play Dup. No idea if it's correct, but we'll see. T in the bag, yeah, it's going to go out with signage. I guess I could have blocked that, but it was so hard to block that without giving back something else. I don't know. Man, 514, 401. Glad I at least found Enthelia. It felt like it was going to be a tough game to win, but let's take a look as always. Bot plays Rainy, makes a lot of sense. Yeah, my play of Coat here, very, very non-standard. Although you see, it's not even that big an equity sacrifice because all my options just kind of suck. Like, this is best on equity. And this is so uninspiring. I mean, ACEOT is just, like, not that good. I guess it's helped a little bit by the fact I have this R to play through. But this gets blocked often. And, I mean, I'm not really hitting sevens that much. I don't know. This, to me, is just a pretty uninspiring play. Awa here is worse. I mean, it gives back a Y hook, a huge X-bomb. I sell Weta, but I think I like Coat better. It's just so much better defensively. Yeah, very weird play, guys. But again, I've seen BestBot play like this. I see people like Nigel Richards play like this a lot. I think it makes sense. You know, if you don't have anything good, you at least want to prevent your opponent from running away with it and kind of keep your opponent close to you in terms of ability to score until you get a better rack and feel more comfortable opening. I'm happy with this decision. I think it's non-standard, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Bot plays its only bingo. Awi is forced. X, yeah, so that's why it took so long because the leave is just horrible and it gives back massive counterplay if I have an O or a Y. So yeah, the bot might have actually almost considered X sign here, giving up 21 points, but keeping a slightly less bad leave and not giving back as much counterplay. You do still get back Rex sign though, potentially. Oxime here might have been another consideration, but yeah, I understand the hesitancy to play this, and thankfully for me it did not block the Y because Algias is the only reasonable option I have. Bot has 3 eyes, plays this, seems reasonable. Fez is forced. Bot plays Devising. Visited also scores 90. Yeah, interesting. I mean, I actually don't hate Visited here because this S-hook could become a real nuisance to deal with in the long run. Although with 4 eyes and 4 ends left, the G is probably more of an immediate threat, and this does exhaust a lot of space on the top, so this makes sense too. Bunch of playable moves here. Bot is what I went with. I think that's fine. It makes more sense than Ba given the constant heaviness of the pool. Ba here, I mean, keeps the A open. That could have some long-term benefit. Or playing on the bottom. Oh, Fat might be the best play. I don't think I saw that. Yeah, that's what I should have done. There's only 3 A's left. I should absolutely just take the chance that the bot doesn't have an A. Yeah, that's a missed opportunity. I saw Ba over there, BAH, but that doesn't set anything up because of EH, and I discarded it. But yeah, Fat is the play. You know, this is the time of the game. I'm down 80, or it's good to take reasonable chances. And this is a very reasonable risk. There's 3 A's left. There's still half a game to play. There's a decent enough chance the bot didn't draw an A. If it didn't draw an A, you know, this could become unpleasant for the bot to respond to. And I'm threatening at the minimum like 30-plus point plays over here. And if I draw well, maybe a bingo. Yeah, this is the move. I missed it, unfortunately. But I don't think bot is terrible. But yeah, Fat would have definitely been a little bit of a cooler way to approach this. But okay. Bot plays Vide, which makes sense, taking out that spot. Voider is also very reasonable, I'll be honest, just exhausting more of the game when you have a lead. Yeah, ramp is playable again. I didn't feel like after the bot plays this, then A&R isn't really going anywhere on this board. I like creating more space on the bottom, which is really struggling right now, leaving this O open. I think Vamp is fine here. Bot dumps the Q. Yeah, roll is maybe better if I realize the Y hook. Although, again, the pool is still trending a bit constant heavy. Troll gives me one more chance at the S. It's enough of a chance the bot doesn't have the Y. I think this is still fine. Either way, everything is pretty rough here. And the bot does thankfully have a terrible rack. It plays Pooler, which I think makes a ton of sense. Olio's better on equity. But at this point, the bot doesn't need to bingo. Its priority is blocking the biggest line, which right now is probably the P, since it doesn't really have a good way to address trolls. This also turns over more tiles, which is good when you're down or when you're up like this, right? You accelerate the end of the game, get more turnover for the key tiles like the S that you really want, or the scoring tiles. So yeah, Pooler makes a ton of sense. OE is also a great leave drawing into this pool, given it's pretty significantly constant heavy. Or looks good at this point. Yeah, this is also fine, I guess, but I kind of like keeping the extra val given the pool is so constant heavy. Bot plays this for 36. Yeah, no reason to do this with a lead. This makes the lead pretty close to insurmountable. Yeah, maybe I should just do this. I don't know. I do bingo more with this. There's no doubt. Like, I just figured if I draw an E, right? I play, like, Elating for 65. The bot just comes back for 40. And, like, I'm still probably... Like, I just feel like even 2 bingos would not be enough. I'm down 95 in a tempo, so I'm probably going to be down 120. I bingo for, like, 65. I'm down 55. The bot scores again. Like, I felt like I needed my bingo to both score more and... My first bingo, I should say, since I have to assume I'm bingoing twice, I felt like I needed it to both score more and give back less, and Jug does a better job of that. I certainly didn't anticipate what was going to happen next with me hitting Enthelia for 95, which again, I very nearly missed. At first I was like, oh cool, I have a spot over here. You know, maybe I can do something like TH, and then I was like, holy cow, I have a bingo. So I was like, okay, if I get a good draw here, especially, I mean, it turns out the bot just kept COGG. Like, if I could have drawn the S and some good stuff, I could have won this game. And the S was actually still in the bag here. Wow. But the bot did have the E, which is a key tile. So yeah, plays a Mack, which makes a ton of sense. Blocking, or for the most part, blocking the line I just created under Enthelia and blocking the line hooking the S on column N. So this makes a ton of sense. Leaving one in the bag. It's very difficult for me to set up a line the bot can't block, given that E is such a flexible tile for hooking and overlapping. And without the E, it's going to be almost impossible for me to bingo on top of Trolley. Yeah, there's no reason to not just give up here. There's no way I can exhaustively prevent the bot from bingoing or give myself a chance to win. And the bot bingoes out and wins 5-14, 4-1. Yeah, so interesting game. I don't feel like I made any... The one play I regret a little bit was bot. I should have seen fat and that idea there. Unfortunately, I saw the spot and the idea of playing there. I just didn't generate the option of ending with the T and trying to set up my other A. That would have been nice, and I think given me a slightly better chance. Would I have won the game? Probably not, but you never know. In any case, still pretty happy with how I played this one overall, guys. Yeah, this week, two tough losses. No egregious mistakes in either of them. Just a couple small mistakes in both games that I'd like to try to avoid a little bit better going forward. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this week. Still doing well. Still 15-3 overall in the series. So let's just try to knock out 0-2 again next week and do our best to maintain our lead. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks as always for watching. Really appreciate your support. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all soon for the next one. Bye-bye.